Welcome to another episode of On a Weekly Basis.
Hey, and here we have
Hey, everyone.
Diego. Juan Diego from the band
Yep.
Fat Bald Turk. Hello. Nice.
Hi Juan, how are you?
Hi, thank you very much for this invitation. I'm pretty fine, but almost a bit sad, like all the musicians all over the world, for not being able to play. I am missing that a lot. So it's kind of cool that at least talking about music and sharing some experience, I think it's cool. It's like bringing back Fat Bald Turk to our daily life, my daily life. Yeah, so thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
Where are you right now?
Sorry?
Where are you right now? Are you in Colombia?
I'm living in Mes. I'm living in Mes. I've been in Colombia like 2 weeks, but we were locked down. So 1 week in lockdown. So it wasn't a dream as a vacation because you travel to be locked down there. So it was. But otherwise, I'm living here in Mes. So Mes is a city in the borderline with Belgium and Germany and Luxembourg, which make this city a great great point in the whole planet for beer.
Oh,
We have very good beers.
Belgium.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so could you tell us more about your musical journey? How long have you been playing the bass?
Yeah. So I started music not very early, actually. When I was little, I had this small keyboard Casio, there's this synth where you can just play some, it's more like a toy than an instrument. I was just imitating some melodies, but I wasn't very onto music. It was mostly when I was 17 years old. I have an older brother, and my two best friends who lived in front of my house, they had an acoustic guitar. The older one has an acoustic guitar. My brother also has an acoustic guitar. So with the youngest one of them, we decided to, hey, let's take our brother's guitars and just have fun. But we didn't have any experience at all with music. So we started to just having fun with the guitar. And I found since the beginning pretty difficult to manage too many chords and everything. So my friend started he found some chord, the A minor chord, it's just something like, was a big discovery for us. We found this chord. So we discovered that if you move the same form of putting your fingers to here, and then to here, and then to here. So it was our first song. It wasn't the first day, but we rehearsed like we were playing like this, like a month, and we discovered this. We didn't know what is the name of the chord, but for me it was still difficult to make chords. So I proposed to my friend to, I was just make the bass. We'll play the bass line. Also because since I was very little, I was always I had always liked the sound of bass. So the song was like something like that. And then I came with this line after that. Voila. So it was just that, and it was pretty simple for me because just one string, one string, and for me it was just amazing. Just discovering we were creating a whole musical world without being musician actually. And I think that marked my life. And my way of seeing music today is still that. You have to just let yourself explore things and just having fun with things and continue in this curiosity. So that was the first time I learned to play bass. So it was creating. It was not learning from others. It was just really creating things. So that was in 2000, I think, year 2000 when we started. And after that, we started with my friend and his brother. we created my first group, which became my first school of music. That was a heavy metal band that is called, it was called Animus.
Animus.
Animus, yeah. We were playing heavy metal, progressive rock. Yeah, the rest is history. But it was my first experience discovering this possibility of creating things. It was just amazing.
It's a nice story. How old were you back then? 17? Your first
17 years old. Yeah, 17 years old. And yeah, also we started to learn as all our generations, you know, with Nirvana, with Metallica, you know, the classics, trying to imitate the classic ones, Iron Maiden. But it was interesting that we left a lot of place for experimentation, you know, for just curiosity. I don't know if it is wrong or not, or this is the correct way to play or not. Just finding sounds and just having fun, actually.
You were discovering music on your own, right? Without the assistance without the guide of books or videos.
Exactly. And there was also a very useful tool that I recommend the musicians to continue to work like that. It was Guitar Pro. I don't know if you know the software. Guitar Pro for me was my life. You know, that was my music school. Because in Guitar Pro you can create music easily, very easily. That with Guitar Pro I learned how to read a musical sheet and everything, you know. And you can create, you know, freedom. You can create everything you want in the rapidity, in the fast way you want. It's very free. You have freedom in creativity. But what was interesting, like we were composing in the software, and then you have to play it. So that was the challenge, you know, because we were creating things that we were not able at all to play. So that was pushing us to really play what we wanted. So it was interesting because the mind was free to create, and then it was the body to get the level. So it was a very interesting process.
So all in all, how many years have you been playing the bass?
The bass since 2000, so 21 years. Yeah, 21 years.
21 years.
Yeah, with some pauses. It's not like a full-time activity, but yeah, 21 years. And but also like the first 9 years or the first 10 years, I didn't know at all what I was doing. I was just, you know, creating sound, but with any knowledge of theory or harmony or anything. I think it was since 2009 that I started to really study, to really understanding what I am doing, you know. Before that, it was like 10 years of just reproducing sounds without understanding, you know. Yeah.
Let's talk about your influences. Who are your musical idols? Not just on the bass, but, you know, the bands that you really like.
Yeah, I think it's a very complex question because I have my main holy trinity of bass players, which are obviously Jaco Pastorius. You know, Jaco is Jaco. It's before and after Jaco, but also Victor Wooten. Victor Wooten for me is a great. It's more like influence. I will call these three like inspiration. You know, my main inspiration at the beginning and forever. So Jaco, Victor Wooten, and Billy Sheehan. Billy Sheehan, the bass player.
Billy Sheehan,
Mr. Billy Sheehan. And the three, because they show me they are an inspiration in three main domain of playing the bass. Jaco is the whole spectrum of harmony you can develop in an instrument, and the groove, you know, Jaco is groove, but mostly, you know, how all the spectrum of harmonical things you can do with the bass. Billy is more like virtuosity, you know, the rapidity, the very fast riffs and everything, and it's very tremendous one. And then Victor Wooten is the right hand potential, you know, it's many things techniques, you can do with the slapping, techniques and everything.
Techniques,
so for me, they are my three main inspiration. But then the influence for me is like endlessly really. I am listening to all kind of music, always learning from bass, from other instruments also, from recently right now I am learning a lot from Stuart Copeland of Police, a lot of how to do the bass also. So I am constantly learning from other musicians, from famous musicians, but also just others musicians you can cross by.
Yeah, we have heard the two albums that you have, Fat Bald Turk, amazing bass lines. So when you create those,
amazing bass
my personal favorite is, the Time Travel, the first album. It's very tasty.
Yeah.
When you create those bass lines, what's the process that?
Yeah, with Fat Bald Turk, I think it's a very beautiful process because the three of us, we really connect in a human way, and then the music, it just flows very easy. So I think that the influence for that album in particular, and that was our first composition, and it was a very fast process. With Fat Bald Turk, we started in September, and in October we have already 10 compositions. It was like in one rehearsal we make 3 songs, and it was like really a big machine of music. It was very impressive because it was working just a good synergy between us.
Yeah.
And I think for the first album there were a lot of very grunge influence. I was thinking a lot of Robert DeLeo kind of basses in Stone Temple Pilots. Also because we are 3, it's a power trio, so you have to make a lot of dialogue with the guitar and the drums, but almost with the guitar. So in this question-answer relationship between the guitar, I was thinking a lot of Flea, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the relation between Flea and So I think that was one of the main influence, and then it's just the freedom of create without imposing you limits. Also, one of the things that is positive with Fat Bald Turk is like we were not subscribing to a musical style. We just the first rehearsal, and it was really like this. It was like, "Hi, nice to meet you, Peter. I am Juan. We know we already knew Engin, so it was Engin, the guitar player, which introduced us. So I was like, nice to meet you, Peter. Okay, let's play, but let's jam a little, and we will see what happened." And 2 hours later, we have 3 songs. It was like from a jam. We were not saying, okay, let's do some metal or some funk or some reggae, or we were just,
like a melting pot or something.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that was in my mind, like a lot of freedom and a lot of grunge influence, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of grunge and a lot of elements of world. Okay, in your 21 years of playing, could you share with us your top 3 most memorable bass playing experiences?
The main experiences, I would say, I think great moments with. I think I feel like it's almost the same moment, but experience it in different times. Is like this is a very short moment of biggest connection in music, that you're playing with other guys, and you're just not here, you are just in another universe, and this is sounding so cool, and it's very short, and then you came back to earth and you just continue playing, and it's cool, but it's just a very short moment of just nirvana, and I think it's the same moment. I have visited a few times. One time in one concert with Animus, it was in a festival with other bands, and it was just a moment of one hit at the same time with the drummer, and it was just wow, this is so cool. We did it in the same time. It was not prepared to do like that. And then with Fat Bald Turk also a few times. I remember one concert. I have a lot of troubles in my life, in my heart. Also, love troubles. You know, some love troubles, and so I was not very good. But music was my my refuge. So that concert, I said to myself, okay, I am bad. I'm feeling depressed and everything. But Fat Bald Turk is another thing, you know. It's like another word. So let's give it everything. And I was just, you know, like a waterfall. I was like a waterfall, just letting the door open to everything to flow. So it was very pretty. And music gives you that opportunity. Yeah. And then and also there are some the other moments that are not very happy to see, or very
embarrassing ones.
Moments. Yeah.
How about something really a particular gig that you won't be able to forget, something that you just always dream about?
But I think even I will say I have experienced some bad moments with the bass, but I don't think I want to forget them. I think contrary. I think I love them. I love these bad memories. One especially, I was being part of a salsa orchestra. You know, we were playing salsa. That was at Paris. It was a Cuban orchestra of salsa with French guys playing and everything. So I was in the bass, and we were rehearsing this song. The bass was like really, really very easy. I was making like 2 notes, bam, 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 bam. You know, it was just like that for 4 minutes. So I told myself, okay, this is the easy song, you know. So I was like, you know, and I had the director like look at me from time to time, look at me, and then he stopped everybody and it said, okay, bass player, you are doing it's very shitty what you are doing. You are not with us at all. You have to stop it, and we have to work on that. You are not at all with us. And for me, it was like, you know, in front of everybody, we were like 20 musicians. For me, it was like, what the hell? And the thing was, I was thinking I was fine, you know. And he told me actually that I was not understanding the bass as a percussion. And he told me, you know, the bass is a conga. You have a conga in your hands. It's another form. You have the strings and everything, but it's a conga. You have to think it like a conga. So you're thinking like a percussion. So we will do it together. And he started to play the conga with me. And for me, it was embarrassing in front of the others. But it's in that kind of situation that you have to put your ego, like put it away. And okay, I will listen to you and open yourself. You empty yourself from your ego to open yourself from learning, and then you can grow. And for me, it was, you know, it was a key learning for the later years of my life, so how to play the bass in a very percussive way. So yeah.
Right, Juan. So let's talk about your gears. What was the first instrument you've ever had with you? The first bass.
The first bass was a friend. Was a bass from a friend of mine back in Colombia. It was like you know, a brand like no quality, like a Century. You know, it's a very cheap bass, but it helping me because my friend wasn't using it, so I used it to learn, actually, to start. And then I have my first own bass was a Washburn. Which I love a lot. I keep it for 12 years, Washburn bass, 4 strings, and I love the sustain of the microphone, of the pickups was just amazing. You know, you play a note. I think the notes are still playing somewhere in the world. The notes I play with because you know the sustain is very good. And then right now I have this bass. It was stolen for me at Paris after a gig. I was kind of drunk, or I don't know, but I don't know what happened, and my bass disappeared, so I was pretty sad. And after that, I bought an acoustic because I wasn't ready to replace my 4-string with another. For me, it was my only bass, my only 4-string bass. So I bought this an acoustic 4-string, but acoustic without frets, fretless.
Fretless.
Yeah, fretless acoustic. It's a chord. Korean.
Oh, chord.
Yeah, very beautiful.
You can send that to us if you're tired of it. I mean, if you.
Okay. Yeah, so I love it, and I love it, the sound and everything, and it opens to me to all the other kinds of music, more traditional music from Latin America, for example. And then I recently, from I think 2016, my baby here is a Lorita.
Oh, nice.
A custom bass.
I'm a fan of that bass.
From Xavi Lorita from Barcelona, Spain. He as a human being is just amazing, and he's explain you everything, how it works, the wood, the materials, and everything. It was a beautiful process to design it, to build it, and it sounds amazing. The pickups are Aguilar, so like a lot of quality. I love this bass. Yeah. So that's my main gear.
Was that also the same bass used in the music video?
In which one? Because in Fat Bald Turk, both. For the first album, the whole first album, it was with this one with acoustic, because I didn't have another electric bass with me, so it was the only bass I had. So for me, it was like, okay, playing metal with an acoustic fretless bass is not like common. We will try. We will see what happened.
That's nice.
And we loved it. We just loved it. It was cool. It's not because it's acoustic you cannot play metal, but and it left some traces. I made some scars here. You can see the metal consequence here in the bass.
with your blocking hand.
Yeah,
exactly.
Going back to the Washburn bass, do you remember which model was it?
Yeah, XB 120. It's like one of the classics.
Yeah.
XB 120. I just loved it. Yeah.
Kid also had one, right, Kid? An XB 120.
Yeah, that was my 6-string version, my first one. But I sold it.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. It was very easy to play, and the sustain. When you record with that, you have a clear sound, until the end. It's beautiful. I loved it.
Very nice. I had the T14 before a Taurus, and then the very first active bass I've ever used was an XB 400.
Okay.
I was like, so that's why I always remember like all these Washburn models.
Yeah, and it's not like some. It's not in the main basses you will hear everybody talk about. Everybody's talking about the classic. The Rickenbacker, Fender, Yamaha, Ibanez. But I think Washburn has really, really, really good sound also, and it's very good budget. You are starting, you could find very good things. Yeah, good deals.
The price is very good too. Yeah,
good price. Yeah.
And how about pedals, effects that you use? Anything particular you have?
Until now, I am like a naked bass player. I not use
plug and play.
Yeah, just pure sound, because it's also a choice, because I like to concentrate myself in the fingers. I think the sound came at first from the fingers, but so until now I love to just being pure and mostly playing with the equalization and with the amps, but now I'm I'm more and more interested in maybe trying some distortions or some overdrive. Yeah, because I think it could be interesting to to discover new sounds. So, but I will do it slowly and maybe start with analog pedals. I'm not very fan of this digital that you can a lot of effects already ready for you. So I would like to to explore that dimension of the music slowly, discovering each sound and everything. So for now, I'm like a very pure sound until now.
Do you have any plans of having another bass guitar or other gears you would?
For now, no. I think I'm happy with the ones I have. Maybe a 4-string, maybe a Fender. Yeah, a Fender one.
Fender.
Because I'm listening a lot of. I think it came from that because I have not addiction to gear in music, but my addiction in terms of gear, if we can call that a gear, is mostly records. It's mostly vinyls and CDs. Yeah, for me, it's like my whole addiction is, always listening to new things and vintage things, from 80s to 90s, 70s rock and everything. And you discover, the main bass that has been used in all these recordings are Fender, Rickenbacker, and this kind of basses. Yeah. So I would like to try the classics, the great fathers of of the electric bass. But yeah, so for now, my addiction is most influence in records, in my record collection, and maybe a 4-string.
4-string.
A Fender, yeah.
Jazz bass.
Jazz bass or precision? I don't know. I don't know exactly. I like the sound of jazz bass, but not for everything. Mostly for funk, I think it works really cool. The jazz bass.
Jazz bass, yeah.
For other things, I think for rock, for example, it would be better to a more fat sound of the precision bass. I think for Fat Bald Turk, for example, I was always using the pickup of the neck.
The neck, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better.
Great tone on the album too. Like, I really liked it. Like really fat tone.
Yeah.
It's very
it's interesting because
live and raw.
It's interesting because you have two different ways of making a recording. The first album was like a rehearsal, actually. We did it like we didn't have budget at all. It cost us like 50 euros. I don't know how much is in Filipino pesos, but it's not too much, it's like nothing for an album. It's really nothing.
Yeah.
And it was like 4 hours of rehearsal, of recording. We have like 12, I think it's 12, I don't know. Yeah, 12 songs. We did 3 takes of each song, and that's all. And we choose the best one. So in some songs, you will hear like a lot of mistakes. My solo are horrible. I really hate one of the solos. I don't know. I don't remember, maybe in Secretary Woman. I don't remember where. But it's like a horrible solo. But we didn't care. It was. We need to produce an album. We need to have an album. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. We have to produce it. So the first album was like that. Just a rehearsal. We choose the best take, and that's all. And the second one, it was a whole different process. It was really with an engineer, more in a studio. More calm. We would think each song, it was a very different process. And both, I think, are very interesting in terms of sound.
That's great.
Yeah, didn't notice. No? We didn't notice that it's really that it's a fast recording, right?
Yeah.
The album, the first one, it's really good.
Yeah, and I like it. Actually, that's what I like of this album. That it's very natural. It's not. You have not the makeup you can put in production. It's really pure sound. It's like we are playing in live. So that's what is beautiful. I actually almost prefer this album in many ways, and also because the compositions are also very natural, you know, very yeah. So very spontaneous. Yeah, that's the term.
Okay, what advices do you want to give to those aspiring bass players out there?
Yeah, I think one advice who has been very important for me. Actually, I have been learning from many people, but because we are talking in a Filipino context, I came to my mind before this interview my meeting with Simon Tan, which is a jazz bassist from Philippines. That I met him in Tago Jazz. We were playing a jam. I was playing first in the jam, and I am really in jazz music. I am like a baby, you know. I am still learning, and it's really difficult to make a good working bass and everything. So I was jamming with the guys, and it was a really beautiful environment there because everybody was, you know, it doesn't matter if you make mistakes, you know, we are cool here. But so I did a standard, and I was not happy at all with what I did. You know, I was really, I make a lot of mistakes. It wasn't beautiful and everything. So we were discussing, sharing some beer with Simon Tan, and he told me, actually, if you feel that you have made some mistakes, it's actually very positive because it shows you that you are growing, actually, that you are evolving, you know, that you are not the same guy doing the same thing. You are growing, and growing, it implies, you know, risk and challenge. So it's a cool thing. If you make mistakes, it's a cool thing because you are growing, you are exploring new things. So I think one that I loved really this advice, and I keep it in my mind from them, and I think it's important, yes, to not diabolize, to not punish the mistake, but to understand it like the way of growing. So that I think that's important. And another advice in general, I think, would say it's very important, which helps you to grow in music, is to share, actually, to share your music. And for me, there are 3 ways to share it. Is share it with the public. The public could be your mother, your sister, your family, or I don't know, your neighbor or whatever, or a real audience, or I don't know, a bigger audience, whatever, a public, you know, somebody who listens to you. Another way of sharing is with a teacher, you know, really look for a teacher or some school, going to the school of music, or just a particular teacher. And the third way is with other musicians. And this third way is very important to share with other musicians that are better, and a lot of better than you, not playing with the guys that are in the same level. And that's Victor Wooten who said this, and it's like, in musical learning is like babies learning to speak. How do a baby start to speak? It's not with other babies, you know. He's not learning with other babies. He's learning talking with adults. We are adults talking to the baby, and he is imitating, and that's how he learned to speak. And in music is the same. You will not learn if you are with the guys with the same level. You will learn if you play by side guys from Simon Tan, or, you know, with the biggest guys. Don't be afraid to play side by side with the biggest one, or the people that are more experiences than you, because that is what will show you the way, and will push you to make mistakes and to grow. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I really like the first one, especially because it's like changing your mindset on how to accept mistakes, or how to look at mistakes. Because most of the people, even I, when I was young, it was like, when I commit mistakes in playing, I was beating myself up to the point like you're discouraging yourself. So I agree with your advice. It's really good.
Yeah, when Glenn was young, he never needed anyone. and making love was just for fun. Those days are gone.
Perfect.
All right.
Even until here.
Until now.
Until now. Well, how about the advice that you received from someone that you would like to, that somehow shape your thinking, your musicality, aside of course from that Simon Tan inspirational what you call this, that one. Aside from that, is there any other advices that you receive that you think other people should know?
I'm right now in my mind are coming like a list of people, remember people telling me something. One bass player at Colombia that told me that the bass is not your instrument, the bass is you. The bass is not the thing with strings you have in your hand. The bass is you. I can play bass with this and this. I can make, and I think it was interesting the way to see it, because we think a lot about the gear, about the instrument and the quality of things. No, the bass is your fingers, actually. It's you have it in your soul. So I think that others' advice is, I think, but to listen, to really listen, to don't stop to listen to anything. And I think it's very important to not restrain yourself to one kind of music. I think it's very important to listen to all types of music. And it's an advantage for us as bass players. Is like, I think the bass is like a boat, a very polyvalent boat that you can use in all existing rivers. It's a very powerful boat you can use in any river you will find in the world. Any society with music, you will find a place to put the bass on. Try any type of music, traditional, contemporary, I don't know. You will always find a way to put the bass on if the bass isn't already there. I think the bass is like a sound that is in all types of music. So that for us is great. We are not like violin players or flute that is very, you will not find a flute or a violin everywhere. But you will find the sound of bass everywhere in all types of music. And I think that is wonderful. So one other advice is let yourself explore all type of music. Even if you are coming back to your genre, to your style, you are doing black metal, keep doing black metal if you like it. But open yourself to other things, and then come back to your choice. But I think it's very, very useful that.
That's nice.
I heard somebody discussing about, the band called Black Keys. It's got a drummer only and a guitar player only, just like Jack Black, the White Stripes. There's no bass player. Okay. But actually, the debate is that there is actually a bass player, only it's being done by the guitar player. So it's another point of view. It's
exactly
in relation to what you told us.
Yeah, and that shows you that the bass is not the instrument. You can make a bass without an instrument, and you have the example of the Doors, for example. The Doors in many songs.
Yeah, Ray Manzarek. The low notes
have a bass, but there is no bass player, but there is a bass, and the bass is like you cannot erase the bass from the Doors. It's like for everything,
Right.
No, it's
even nature has a bass.
In the nature, you will find it everywhere. It's it's a sound because it's a very powerful sound that goes by or goes through many materials also. When you are in a party and you get outside, the only thing you will hear is the the bass,
the thumping sound, right?
And that's a very powerful sound. We have a very powerful sound in our hands. So
Yep.
We made the good choice in instrument.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely.
Hey, Juan, you have somebody to greet. Are you going to promote the albums?
Just saying that with Fat Bald Turk, but we have our 2 albums that you can listen in all the platforms, and also some videos that we have been producing. And we are recording our 3rd album. It's already recorded. We did it in the curfew
nice.
thing within this period because we cannot make concerts, so we decided to lock ourselves in a house in a mountain, and we recorded an album, and it was really great to do it. We are in the mixing process, mixing, mastering, and everything, and we hope to make it public before the summer. I hope. So it's coming. Otherwise, you have the 2 albums. So happy to hear people feedback on this music.
These 2 albums are already in Spotify, has been in Spotify for years. So take time to listen, guys. Really amazing stuff. We're looking forward to that 3rd one, and it's a different process again, right?
Yeah, it's a different process. Exactly, a really different process is because so the first one was just a rehearsal, and we just put rec and then choose the best one. The second one was like a classic studio, in a studio mixing process and everything. And the third one was we delocalized the studio. We traveled with all the equipment to a house in the mountain for 1 week. We were composing and recording, so it was like really a lot of pressure, because you have to create the thing and then recording at night. So it was really
that's
hard,
quite an experience.
Yeah, it was really hard because you have, okay, this is the song, we have to put a bass solo. Normally you said, okay, I will think in the bass solo the next rehearsal in a month. But there it was like, okay, you have to think in a bass solo for like 2 hours. So it was very interesting, and also the experience, just having fun in the mountain. It was really, really, really cool. So it's coming. It's coming. I will tell you. Yeah.
Do you want to greet somebody, your friends, bandmates?
Yeah, of course. I would like to greet my first musical partners, Eduardo and Luis Alberto Barrios from Colombia. My partners of, we learned music together from nothing to making progressive metal, heavy metal. So it was, for me, they are very, very special persons. And then my Fat Bald Turk mates and all my musical mates all over my path from the musical learning, friends from Paris, Chilean friend Roberto, Pablo, and here in Mes also to all the community of rock musicians, because everybody has put something in your learning process. And of course, my father and my mother, who is always with me in another dimension, and my father and my brother who are in Colombia, always giving me support and just supporting me, even if they, that music is not a profession or not a very economical. You will not be rich automatically with music, so you have to support. You have to trust in that, and I have been always be supported by my family. Yeah, and of course you for giving me this space is really nice.
Okay, Juan, thank you very much for your time. It's great to talk with somebody. It proves that music is universal language.
Yeah,
at least the basics, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Juan.
Maraming salamat po.
Yeah.
Maraming salamat to all musiceros. I don't know.
It's
I'm trying to remember
perfect.
my Tagalog. But
That's
I
perfect.
have a lot of appreciation of Philippines. I worked there for as an anthropologist. That's my job actually right now. I'm working for Médecins du Monde, and it was a really beautiful experience to me to be there, to meeting the people in the barangay. Yeah, so I hope to be back soon and let's share music with you.
Yeah.
Let's make a jam soon.
Let's do that.
We will share a horse beer. Is that?
Red horse
Yeah.
beer, yeah.
Red horse beer.
The best one.
All right. Thank you very much again, Juan Diego from the band Fat Bald Turk.
Yeah, maraming salamat. And subscribe, everybody. Subscribe to the channel and put the bell on and everything. Follow these guys' videos, which are amazing. I will start to follow also all the videos. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Juan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.